The effects are dope. The tempo is super quick. Like it's like right on. So like you don't really need a lot of pushing. Just like if you just politely, like you ain't gotta slam it. It's just like you politely move and it'll go. And it sounds good. And obviously, like for some of the cutting that I was doing, where I was like spinning back, like you can actually really see the dial. So the same dial that's up there is on this. So like when you cueing back, like you can pull it back to like right at your mark. So all the marks that you hit are all the
Once again, anybody who wants to purchase a DDJ 1000 SRT today from Rock and Soul, they are going to give you a Pioneer bag worth $120.
1, 2, 3, Rock and Soul! Thank you very much. I am DJ Add It Up, and I am the next best thing, baby! Yes! Thank you. Good enough.
And then, listen, I'm gonna have Andre draw from the bag.
Go Andre. Go Andre. Go Andre.
Sharon, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you, Thank you for allowing us to come into your neck of the woods, your store.
Thank you guys for being here.
Rock and Soul, I love that name. When I think of Rock and Soul, I think of, something that's really whole.
And we had a raffle, from a raffle in.
What did you win? Show us what you won. What did you win? What did you win? Show us what you won.
Come on. She done took my prize. Wait.
Oh, yeah! Alright, I'm gonna have to see some IDs on that.
Is it you?
What, are you really Ricardo? Yeah. Get out of here. No! Yeah. Alright, congratulations. You just got it was worth the organ increase there, right? I should play the lottery now.
And you can find more information about all upcoming events.
Yes.
Right?
I did that, and
You know who that is? Tell them.
I am DJ Melstar, aka The Most Dangerous, aka No Headphones in Harlem, and I am a Mr. Mario Gray representative. Boom.
Rock and Soul. Place to be. All right. Yeah. Thank you, sis. Hello, everybody. This is Claudette. I just got here. Rock and Soul. It's an event going on here. I don't have the specifics, but you know what? I'm going to go in and talk to a few people, and I'll be back after this commercial break. Stay close. Let's see what's happening. You can reach me, remember, at 212-714-7188, or you can go to my page, Believe in Yourself Video with Claudette St. Rose. But let's go in and see what's going on. Stay close.
Hey, this is Ralph McDaniels of Video Music Box, and you're watching Believe in Yourself.
Gonna take sweet misery right till they take me higher or further, washing me on the inside. I gotta keep riding those waves, hanging ten. I gotta keep kissing misery, 'cause she's my motivation.
Good evening, peace and blessings, family. This is Brother Earl here once again at Red Lobster, hosting Freedom of Speech Open Mic. Okay, the night is phonetic, phenomenal, and fantastic. The poets, the artists, the energy is just off the chain. We here each and every Monday, not every Monday, every Monday. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I mean, this is like, this is just like, this is where you're supposed to be on Monday. I don't know where else you're supposed to be on Monday. The artist that performed is unbelievable. Okay, I'm here and Grateful for the assistance of Diamond Video, Believe in Yourself Video. I mean, Word Stock, my boys Barry and Reg. This is a conglomerate, a consortium of artists, activists, and just lovers of communal economics, man. And we here, and the only thing that's missing is you. Hope to see you next week, right here at Red Lobster, right next to the Apollo. I'm Brother Earl. One.
Hey Javon, aka Bubbles. Happy holidays for DJ Mario TV. Mwah.
The legendary DJ Red Alert. How are you?
What can I say? Bless.
This is just a fantastic event. And the venue location is great. And just the thought, I mean, for you to have thought to do something like this in Harlem, to really promote your people and help all those that are trying to, you know, do business and move forward. This is just really great.
You know, this is what I'm going to tell you. I remember that maybe a good 20 years ago, that I was going around to all the schools, junior high schools, rehabilitation centers, jail facilities, anything that caters to the public, but mainly like to the youth. So now the ones that at the time who I was speaking to that was in their teens and their 20s, they're now in their 30s and 40s. And they have became like, you know, being executives, professionals, whatever field they into, have ownership of their company. But I look at it, okay, if y'all took time to listen to me when I came to talk to y'all, I know y'all come and join with me so y'all can network from one person to another. And that's why I got this thing called Let's Connect.
Well, I love that you got backing from a bank to do this. I mean, this is really great, and I love that the manager of Miss also was on board to do this. This is big. Again, location is great, but I also love the fact that you are so instrumental in the community, and people look up to you for what you do. And it's obvious because everybody is here supporting you, supporting what you do.
Thank
and
you.
Your idea, your dream, the idea that you had
Thank you.
and have, and the fact that you're going to do this, not only, this is the beginning, but you plan to continue doing this.
And I'm looking forward to do this like the first Thursday every month. You know, give it lead time so everybody can restretch and rebuild for the next month and come on by, you know, it's all about networking. You know, I think that we're in a viral world now where, you know, it's good, but then it's kind of bad because it's not no more one-on-one. Having dialogue, sitting down, breaking bread, having drink together. Not necessarily have to drink, but still, you know, just come one-on-one instead of just being online. And I feel that if everybody come one-on-one, feel each other out, exchange thoughts, one thing leads to another.
Well, you know, I kind of researched you a little bit, and I looked at from way back in the days, from Rucker Park, going all the way back, and I even found out that your family is from Antigua.
Yes.
They're from Antigua, and the reason why you're called Red, that's a nickname that they gave you.
Well, the nickname really came from the childhood, and you know, funny because in the youngest days, both my grandparents, my grandmothers, have red hair. So I guess I got to inherit naturally. And I've been picked around growing up and called Red, you know, all the nicknames they say to Red. And when I got into playing basketball, you know, and a friend of mine by the name of Dennis gave me the name Red Alert. And I just stuck to that.
It's very befitting, and I mean, it becomes you.
Thank you.
And just to kind of go back a little bit, Antigua, I also have roots in Antigua. I'm from Panama.
Oh, okay.
But I love Harlem. I live in Brooklyn, and I'm here to stay Harlem. And, you know, it's just wonderful to be here. And I am with DJ Mario and just here trying to do what we do and promote the people in the community.
Well, I appreciate
people like
that you're
yourself.
coming. I
People like
appreciate
yourself. I mean, you are remarkable, and you are really an inspiration to the younger people.
Thank you.
And if you guys want to learn more about what we're doing here, here's DJ Red Alert. Come out and support. He can tell you how to get to the next level and how to become who he has become, the steps that you need to take. This is DJ Red Alert, and this is Claudette St. Rose for DJ Mario TV and for Believe in Yourself video. Peace out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
DJ Mario.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lunell here at the red carpet at the LOL Comedy Honors. Shout out to Tina Graham, the godmother of comedy, and DJ Mario TV.
Once again, anybody who wants to purchase a DDJ 1000 SRT today from Rock and Soul, they are going to give you a Pioneer bag worth $120 free of charge, and you will receive a limited edition Pioneer DJ sweatshirt right in time for winter.
Question's gonna be $125 in the bag too?
Maybe not. There you go. Alright, we're going to raffle off the Bluetooth headphones. Pioneer DJ HDJ X5 BT in red. Alright. Mike will... Has everybody entered? Everybody's entered? One more. Alright. Who's ready to raffle? Raffle. Alright guys, I'm gonna do the raffle now. Alright. Cool. Thanks, bud. So before I get started, let me see by a show of hands, how many of us here use Pioneer DJ?
Me.
Nobody. Nobody. Man, that's sad. That is sad. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for the support. We love you all. I'll ask one more time. Everybody's entered in. We want to make sure everyone's got their fair shake, pun intended. Okay, let's see. I'm going to have Andre draw from the bag.
Go Andre.
All right. Watch it with the guy that just walked in.
The guy just walked in.
Ricardo De La Cruz. Where's Ricardo?
Guy just walked in.
Who's Ricardo? Did he leave? There's no Ricardo. Ricky, no. All right. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to see some ID on that.
Is it you?
What? Are you really Ricardo? Yeah. Get out of here! No! Yeah. Alright, congratulations. You just got, it was worth walking in for you today, right? I should play the lottery now.
Yeah.
No, you're good, man. I'm just kidding. You gotta show everyone up. Round of applause for Ricardo De La Cruz. Sorry for doxing you, buddy. Incredible. See what happens when you show up at a Pioneer event? Last minute? You may win.
Thank you, FDA.
Alright, so at this point I think I've kind of met most of you guys. If I haven't, my name is Mike. I don't really go by a DJ name because everyone's got our DJ name. But at one point or another I was Mike Dez. I used to DJ at Webster Hall. I was a resident for years, and at this point I work for Horizon Group. I'm a sales rep for Pioneer. I use many of the equipment myself. I own CDJs myself. I'm also a producer, do other things. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever about software, hardware, anything at all, I will do my best to answer the question. Raise your hands. I definitely want this to be as interactive as possible because I will be spending some time going over the features and featurettes of the controller. So if at any point, if I say something that you guys don't understand, maybe something that doesn't make sense, maybe I'm talking too fast, maybe I just went over something too quickly, stop me. I will stop. I will address whatever question you have, and we'll spend as long as possible within reason to figure out what the issue is, okay? Just no driver questions, because I mean that'll take all day.
No question is a dumb question.
Exactly, no question is a dumb question. So if at any point, if anybody has a question, I know we have a lot of new different features on here, but even if it's about an old feature, I know I've been getting a lot of questions about pitch and time because it's not physically on here. So even if you have questions about that, I would definitely love to answer them. And everyone can hear me pretty well. Is this too loud?
Yep. We good.
Cool. Yeah, so that's definitely worth mentioning. Andre here actually brought up the fact that as of right now, Pioneer is still selling the DDJ 1000 SRT with the full expansion packs and DVS and the suite. So it's called the Serato Suite Bundle. So it's over a couple $100 worth of software that is definitely useful if you're a DJ, if you're a producer, if you like to have a lot of effects. It's definitely worth it. I know Serato doesn't do that very often. Most of the time you need to pay individually for each one, like applications. So I would definitely take advantage of that, especially if it's a controller that you particularly want. Because once they're sold out of the ones with Serato Suite, that's it. That's done. It's over. You'll have to pay $100 for the DVS. So if you want to use your PLX with this, you're gonna have to pay $100, etc., etc. But I'll go over that in the seminar that I'm gonna do. Okay? Does anybody have any questions before I start? Cool. Thanks. All right. So let's go here. All right, guys. I think at this point everybody knows this is the DDJ 1000 SRT. This is why we're all here. This is now our flagship controller. Our biggest feature is that it works with Serato DJ. I think most of us are aware that we did do the DDJ 1000 last year, and it's a record box exclusive. So to answer your question about that, this will be a Serato exclusive. Okay? So this actually does have full-size jog wheels. Same exact size as CDJ 2000 Nexus is. Same manufacturing, same jog adjust. If you're a club DJ, you should feel right at home on this. I know me personally, I have CDJs. This is the first time I feel like I jumped on a controller and I'm not on a controller. I know that kind of sounds antithetical, but that's kind of how I felt about it. So for me, I think the biggest thing about this is the fact that it is definitely a club rig setup. So that's something I'll go over more as we go in through the features. Does anybody have any questions about what a club rig setup is or anything like that? And I think at this point everyone kind of does. So this has color on jog wheel displays. So that's something I think that everybody has kind of been looking forward to for a long time. You cannot display artwork on here. I know that's a question that a lot of people have. It's really just going to display your decks as it is in Serato. Okay? Now, it's very useful in the fact of you have your BPMs, you have your tempo slider right here. You can see how much your pitch bend is. You have how long the song is. You know whether or not you're in relative mode or absolute mode. And that's something that I'll show you in a second. I'm just trying to go over the main features of why we felt it necessary to put out this controller, okay? So here are the features. So this I kind of just touched on a second ago. So it's got the color on jog display. So anybody who's familiar with Scratch Live or anything like that has probably used the one on the right many times, or even just a regular Serato user. So to have that available here, I know I've used the computer a lot less looking up for little things because I have everything here. Literally, I've lived with this for over a month now, and I think in my free time, the only time I look at the computer is when I'm picking a track, which I think ultimately as a DJ, which is what we want to be doing. We want to engage the crowd. We want to be able to be in the mix and not have that dreaded Serato face that so many people. Yeah, so exactly. So does anybody have any questions about that? I mean, I can kind of show you a little bit how. Let's go through kind of how that works here. So let's make this bigger. So the screen is an app called Visualizer. It's really cool because you can actually hook it up through your YouTube. And there's some other things you can do. You can actually freeze the screen. You could magnify. This is a really great app, and it's free. It's free. Free is good for me. So I would suggest any of you streaming DJs, any of you guys that are looking for a way for you maybe to perform online or some high definition video, I will let you know I was given this camera and downloaded the software within 5 minutes. So it's very easy to use. All right. So to kind of give you an idea here, let's see if I can get down on the jog wheel of how this is going to be affected. So you can see here that as you're changing the pitch of the song, it'll actually tell you how many BPMs you have. All right. So, do you need to zoom in, maybe?
No, can you pull it up on a regular screen?
What's that?
Is it on the regular screen?
What do you mean?
What's behind it? Instead of the camera, on the actual screen.
Oh, like you want to see here?
Yeah.
So you want to see them at the same time? I could do that too.
No. You can pull it back to the regular screen.
Okay. Cool. So as you can see, as Serato is moving the BPM, how we doing, guys? How's everyone doing today? Good? So as Serato is actually in the computer moving the BPM, it's also doing it on the jog wheel. And there's literally no latency. So what you're seeing on the jog wheel is almost the same exact well, it is the same exact display that you're getting on the computer. So where my mouse is here, you're getting the same thing on your jog wheel here. So for me, that's really useful because that's one less thing and 5 less seconds that I'm looking up that I could be doing something else, maybe hitting a hot cue, maybe bringing in another track, doing something, performing. It gives me the opportunity to fill my time with something other than looking at the BPM. Okay? So I'd say that's probably one of my favorite features as someone that uses CDJs. The next thing is the full-size jog wheels. I mean, that's probably everybody's favorite part about this. I know many people have gotten the SD2 strictly for the size of the jog wheel and have put up with having a 100-pound controller for probably 2 or 3 years now because they can't get full-size jog wheels anywhere else. So for me, I think my favorite part is probably the jog adjust. So you can actually physically adjust this. It's a ball bearing. I know that's a question I get for a lot of people. It is a ball bearing. So it's the same bearing that's on a CDJ. You can actually adjust the dampness of it. So kind of how it looks. So give you a full one, full heavy one. So for you guys that use, club music, it's really good for you to be able to move your song into place using these little dots on the side. So many guys who do club DJing, I know for me, that's personally how I get my song in time. And that's usually how most guys do it that are club DJs. I mean, you could scratch in a song if you want to, but I think that's a nice addition. And then also, you can have it all the way lighten up. So if you want to do cool back spins, have it go back for a while, and do other things, it gives you a full controllability of your jog wheel. I think that's something as a DJ, another feature that I would like to have. I know I spend a lot of time setting up my PLXs before I set on my a specific dampness when I'm DJing, so I think everybody kind of is the same way as I. So let's go here. So another really cool thing is they were actually able to incorporate the Magvel fader.
Oh yeah, real quick, the faders. That's
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure, knowing that scratch DJs would be using this, that we had a top-of-the-line fader. I know on DJMs, I'm often asked, how come we don't have Magvel faders? I own a DJM 900 Nexus. I want a Magvel fader. I think everybody at this point wants kind of an upgraded fader. I mean, why not? So this has an upgraded fader, and then to answer your question, it can be adjusted, but it's done in the settings. And that's something that I'll go over later when we go in through the setting. So you actually can adjust the crossfader, okay? There's no hardware to do it. As you can see on the front of the controller here, there's no hardware to adjust the crossfader, so it'll be done in your Serato, which is cool because then if you think about it, you can save your settings, right? I mean, so then if you open your Serato on somebody else's computer and download it and log in, you can have the same settings and you don't need to spend 25 minutes setting up your Serato. Okay? So for me, I think that's probably the coolest features is the full-size jog wheel and the Magvel fader as the club DJ. Did anybody have any questions about those? How the bearings work, the dampness, the purpose of it? Sure.
Because my thing is when it comes to the jog wheels, because I see how fast it spins back, but how does that work without it failing on you later on in life? And can they be replaced?
So the bearings can be replaced on these. They're hardware, not software. So you'll notice when you use a lot of the features on here, you can actually hear a click on the tempo slider. That's because it's not digital. Understand what I'm saying? So everything within here that isn't on the main PCB, that isn't an effect, can be replaced. So you can replace your channel fader. You can replace essentially all the moving parts on here can be replaced. That's a great question. So yeah, it can be replaced. So in the future, if you have a problem with this, which by the way, I mean, I don't know if anybody here's ever owned CDJs before. I mean, there's literally, very rarely does that happen. And if it does, it's usually because of human error. Someone dropped it. Maybe it really is just 10 years old. But I know, most people that rent them out rarely have that problem. But if you run into that problem, we do make additional parts, and we can sell you that part. Absolutely. No, you would go through Pack Parts. They make our parts and sell our parts separately. And that's a website called Pack Parts. We sell them to Pack Parts. They sell them to you. Okay? Anybody else? Any questions on jog wheels? Anything? Sure? Okay, cool. Thanks. So this is a big part of this, is definitely the professional effects. For me, as a producer, a big thing for me is having hardware effects in my studio as well as software effects. So anybody who comes from the old school knows here about lexicons and rack reverbs and all these different things that we would have to carry around. So finally, companies like Pioneer are putting it into our DJ equipment. We don't need to use guitar pedals for echoes on your vocals anymore. Okay? So one of my favorite parts, I think, is the fact that you can use many different effects at one time. So let's get in here.
You gotta give a date.
Sorry about the glare, guys. There's kind of nothing I could do about that. Hey, new guys, let's make sure we're entering in the raffle. Okay, everyone here that's new, let's enter in the raffle. All right. Let's add that in here. We can add that to the bag when you guys are ready. And then also make sure that you're entering in the SRT raffle. We want to see someone here next month walk away with the SRT. That would be cool. Anybody else? If at any point during this you guys have a question about that, definitely ask us. We'll answer any question you have about the SRT raffle, okay? So now back to the effects. So one of the coolest things about this is the effects. So I have a DJM 900 Nexus, so I have 6 built-in hardware effects here. that I'm actually able to use with my microphone as well as on each individual channel, okay? So one of the coolest things is you can actually use your sound color effects at the same time as your beat effects over here. Alright, so let's say we have a track going here. Got our track going. I'm going to put on talk over. So we have our track on here. Let's change the pitch of the track. Now we can go over here to our actual effects. These are our software effects. So we can actually affect, or we can change the time. We can adjust the delay. We can affect how much reverb there is. There's not just a wet, dry knob, okay? So let's go in here and hit trans. So now it's on auto detect for BPM. So it should automatically detect the BPM. But if you want to do it manually, you can hold the shift. You can hold the shift, which is located here. In a whole second, you see how it lights up differently? Let me zoom out for you. You'll kind of see how the whole controller. So when you hit shift, it lights up different modes on there, and then you can actually hit tap tempo to change the BPM that you want it to be here. So does everyone kind of see how I'm doing that? Now let me zoom in for you. Make this nice and big here. Yeah, the glare is kind of killing me, but so right now I have a pitch on, and that is done through our wet dry knob. So does anybody have any questions about how that works? So you can turn your different effects here. Can you guys hear? You want me to turn it up? So you got your different effects here, right? Your noise, your filter. Very high quality effects. Dub echo is my favorite. You can't pick the intensity of the effect if it's a hardware effect, but if it's a digital effect, you can, okay? And that's done over here. So let's turn on our pitch. Let's go to trans. We'll change this to auto. So hit shift, auto. Now it'll automatically detect the BPM at 120. And over here, I can actually pick which channel I want the effect to go to, okay? So right now I want it to go to channel 1. So I'm going to turn that on. So you can actually have multiple effects on at one time, and then you can also have the Serato effects on as well. So if you wanted to, you can go crazy and use your laptop and use the Serato effects. So you have these effects, your beat effects, and there's actually over 10 beat effects here. So I would say you have more than enough effects to deal with. I know I had a question last week of, can I use my Serato DJ effects? If you guys notice on the front of this controller here, we don't have the Serato effects. I know that for a lot of guys it's kind of a big deal because Serato has a lot of different effects you can use. So the way you would actually work around that is just using your laptop, okay? Unfortunately, we don't have hardware for you to use Serato-based effects. If you want to use Serato-based effects, I would recommend just getting an SX3 and using the hardware effect knobs that you have on the top, okay? Otherwise, you have your hardware and digital effects down here, so shouldn't require you to use that many Serato effects unless it's something that you really care about. If it's something that you like, if you like using Serato-based effects, I would recommend sticking with an SX3 then, because then you can use your features on the top. Does anybody have any questions about that? I know that's kind of been a big deal.
Effects, channel specific, like say you got two tracks playing, you playing a sample or something, and you determine which of those gets an effect and doesn't.
Yeah, so as I said before, you have your hardware effects here, and those are post-fader, believe it or not. So your noise, you don't need to have anything on the track, okay? So that means for those of you that are producers, you can plug a drum machine in here. I know at home I plug my drum machine directly into this, and I actually use this as the sound card in Ableton and record directly through here into Ableton using their hardware effects, okay? So then this one you would use to pick your color effects, okay? And then over here is where you would pick your specific beat effect that you would want. And then this knob right here, can you see which one I'm turning? This actually picks which channel you want it to go on. So there's sampler, microphone, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, and then a master. So you can send your digital effects to any specific channel that you want to send it to, okay? And that's something that I think as a DJ really makes a difference, having complete control over where your effects go, how quickly you can send them to the track you want to. Maybe you messed up on a transition, now you could turn something on, turn something off. It just makes it easier than having to go through Serato and finding your favorite effect and then loading it to the rack and then doing another thing. Here it's just as simple as finding the effect you want, which I don't know about you, but I've memorized my DJM 900s effects at this point, you know, the ones that I like. So I think after a while you'll find it's a really easy way to find transition effects and stuff like that. It's a really good question. Did anybody have any other questions about effects? Yeah, go ahead.
So I have the SC, and then in the sound color effects, you can put it to your microphone.
Yeah, you can do that here as well.
So you can add echo and the pitch.
Yeah, so I could go to microphone. So let's go to reverb. Yeah, I mean, this is something I actually do when I mess around, when people come over my house. Let's see. So you can change the pitch of the if you really wanted to. I mean, it's really cool. It honestly makes for a really cool way to sample, to be honest with you. That's pretty cool. So these effects are not post-fader because they're digital. So like let's say we play a reverb here. Basically the reverb can only be on if a track is on. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas noise, which is over here, you can use it actually without anything physically being on, which is pretty cool because then you could actually have a track. So like, you know, one thing I do is, you know, so it's just a really cool way to create a transition when otherwise you maybe didn't have one. Maybe a vocal's coming up. It's a really good way to change songs in a cool, different way. So does anyone have any other questions about effects? So I know that, go ahead, yeah.
Is there a MIDI option?
Yes, there is a MIDI option. I'm glad you got to that. So you can actually, one of the things that I was recommending that people do is if you really wanted to use the Serato-based effects, MIDI map your microphone knobs to actually be the Serato effects knobs. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you'd like, come see me after. I'll give you my card and I can send you instructions on how to do that, the workaround. I know that's something I've been asked several times, and I really want to make sure everyone gets the full out of their controller because I use my equipment for more than just DJing. I use it to produce, I plug things into it. You can plug a guitar directly into here and sample it directly into your Serato. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this that I think most people don't think of when they see a controller, okay? That was a really good question.
You can plug turntable to that too, right?
Yeah, so that's something I'll go over in a little bit.
Okay, so
I'm on effects right now, but that was a really good question. No, I don't care, man. Like I said, this is an open forum. I'm not going in any particular order other than just to organize myself so I don't really go on tangents and for time's sake. So if you have a question, just say it, and if I'm not going to get to it, I'll say it right now, okay? So that's the effects. That's a really big part of the controller. It's probably one of the best parts of the controller. So here's the layout. The layout is very similar to a club rig. So we were sure to actually change, if you look at the bezels on them, the middle is kind of a different color than the right and left side. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of hard to tell from here, but it's kind of divided into the CDJ mixer CDJ style, okay? So that way guys who are record box users or club rig users can kind of feel at home when they walk up to it. So I know when I walk up to an SZ or an S, it just feels like an oversized SX for me. So for here, when I'm using this, I feel very much at home, okay? So let's go over, I guess, just the individual features. So you got 2 USBs. So yes, 2 people can be DJing on this at the same time, okay? So similar to our SZ2, okay, and the SX3, there are 2 USBs on the back. So DJ A can be channel 1 and 3, and DJ B could be channel 2 and 4. And that includes each person having their own turntable, okay? Because there are, to answer your question now, there are 2 phono inputs on channel 3 and channel 4. So to turn your turntable on, all you would do is put it on USB A, plug it into phono, hit unlock your DVS and your Serato. Everybody here knows about DVS, right? Does anybody have any questions about that? I'll just go over it real quick, just for anybody who isn't familiar that maybe is afraid to ask. So if you want to use a turntable with our equipment, right? And you own Serato, if you do not have Serato Suite, you will have to spend another $100 on a DVS, which stands for Digital Virtual Signal. Okay? And how that works is you have your turntable, which you have over there. You'll go into your Serato. I have to do this because so many people, I can't tell you how many people just don't know how to do this. So you're going to go to My Serato. When you have internet, it'll show you all the expansion packs you have. Okay? When you have internet. If you have internet. Because I know I didn't have internet for a while, so. Yeah, so if you have internet, right here it'll show you all the expansion packs you have. And if you don't have DVS, you'll be able to purchase it through a link here. That way you can plug your turntable in. I can't tell you how many people, when I worked at Guitar Center, bought turntables from me, went home, and just plugged them in a USB and said, how come this doesn't work?
So you have to get the DVS.
So yes, you have to get the DVS when you want to use a PLX with Serato.
Oh, okay.
I'm a hotspot.
No, I'm good, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah, because I don't want to waste your time on that. You know what I mean? All right?
It's automatic, but that's not, right?
With the so yeah, so now I'll get to that. So there are devices like the S9, okay, that will automatically unlock the DVS portion of Serato. It's called DVS Ready, and that's something that we actually did with the first 900 Nexus. Does anyone remember the first 900 Nexus? So we came out with a 900 Nexus and then a 900 Nexus SRT 6 months later and said, here you go. So the way it works is in that mixer is actually the same download that you would get offline to unlock the DVS. So that actually comes with it, the S9 and 900 SRT. And that's pretty much it. Everything else I think you have to buy a DVS for. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. You said you're plugging the turntables into 3 and 4, right?
Yes, you plug your turntables into 3 and 4. Those are the only ones with phono that could supply power. That's why.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you could theoretically, because there's line inputs, put it into 1 and 2, but then you would have to get a separate power supply for your turntable, because this is actually going to power the turntable for you, which for me is actually probably better because I want to have the same quality as this turntable. So I just want to make sure that I'm not using a $30 BBE, power supply for my, $700 turntable, Question.
I actually have that set up. Do you know why it hums when it plays a track?
I'm sorry, say this again?
Why it hums? I have that set up.
Yeah.
DVS, everything, but it hums when it plays a track.
Yeah, that's actually, Wait, it hums in the background or it hums before the track?
It hums in the background.
In the background. Did you try changing your
Ground wire?
Your ground wire, yeah.
Yeah, it's not connected.
It's not your ground wire. How about the actual record? Did you try changing the record? Maybe the record's warped? Brand new record. Okay. The only other thing I could think
What
of.
about the outlet?
The only other thing I could think of is actually the outlet. So the problem that many of us have with recording and DJing at home is all of us are plugging many things into many different outlets. So I know when I have Ableton in, unless I'm on an isolated power protector, I'm getting a hum from my Persona speakers. So why don't you try going into a Furman power conditioner first? Okay? I think I would actually, anybody who's here, I would really recommend you're plugging your equipment into a Furman power conditioner. Okay? Especially mobile DJs, because if you go and you're playing at any one of these, you know, little clubs or whatever, you don't know how many microwaves are plugged in behind where you're DJing. So, you know, most of the time, I know most of us, you know, where the amount we're getting paid is a percentage of the equipment that we bought. So I would say to eliminate your noise issue, try a power, not a typical, you know, block. Get a power conditioner, okay? That way it will regulate individually how much voltage is going into each thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you're sharing power sources, it's the current's, you know, inconsistent, okay? So you want to make sure that you're getting one consistent, you know, power source into whatever you're plugging, especially turntables that require a ground, okay? And that's anybody that owns a home studio. If you don't have a power conditioner and your JBLs or your Pioneer speakers are plugged into the wall, go home and do it. I would suggest it because it's a good investment, okay? Okay, now I'm past that. Anybody have any more questions about that? Yeah, go ahead, bud.
This is gonna sound like a dumb question.
There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Unless you're drunk. Thank God I'm not. Will this system work properly with a Windows-based PC?
I want to say yes, but I know how unstable Serato can be at times with Windows. That's just me being an honest person. As of now, I haven't had any problems with this whatsoever. It's in the infancy of its life. Most people I've met have not had problems. If you have a driver problem, it's available on the website. Most people have been able to figure it out.
Hold on, for Windows? What is it? You said for Windows?
For Windows, yeah.
Now, Windows is good. What are you using? 8.
You have to be on 10 by now, man.
I know, because I use the S9. I still have Windows 8, and the S9 the drivers work perfectly with it. But when I did the update, it just...
So you're on 2.2.2 now?
It's solid all the way.
Yeah, I would upgrade your operating system.
That's all you gotta do. What do you have for your RAM?
16.
Oh, dude, you're killing it. 16 gigs of RAM. Alright, this guy. Yeah, you could have like 9 manly massive passives opened up in your Pro Tools and it wouldn't matter. Alright, so I'm gonna move on. So here's your power button right here. Top left hand corner, I think that's kind of standard now. Just so it's out of the way when you're looking to plug things in. Alright, so we have 2 microphone inputs actually on here, and you can actually have, there's a 2-band EQ on the bottom for both the microphones. So for those of you that don't know what a 2-band EQ is, that means you get to adjust the highs and the lows. Okay, so if your voice is very bassy, not like mine, you can take some bass out. If it's not very bassy, you can add some bass in. Okay, so next we have full-size jog wheels. I think I talked enough about that. Alright, next we have beat jump, which is pretty cool. That's actually a feature that was really available. I think I saw first on the XDJ 1000s. I don't know if anybody's used them before, but the way that beat jump works is, so you got your track, and it allows you actually to, I guess other people may know it as nudge. Do other people know it as nudge? It allows you to move the track over exactly 1 beat. So if you're trying to line up 2 tracks together and you're having a little trouble just getting that maybe, triplet in there or something, it's lining up that last beat, this allows you to nudge it right into place. And if you have quantize on the top, which you can actually adjust those in your settings, quantize, it'll actually go to the beat grid. So if your beat grids are set up correctly, as they should be, it should work pretty seamlessly and no one will even know that you're beat jumping unless you have a vocal on. Okay? So.
And unless you're playing J Dilla tracks, you don't quantize none of his shit.
Alright, so another big thing is you get your dedicated searches. So those are really cool because they actually work individually for each side. So for those of you guys that plan on DJing with someone else, you guys can each independently set your tracks up and work off each side and actually never interrupt the person that's next to you. Do you want to see that? Okay, because you're looking kind of skeptical right there. So I don't have a second computer in, but the way it would work is you would go over here, and as you can see, it's on 2 decks, right? So like I'll just show you on 4 decks, right? So it's as simple as this. So here's your track 1, so you can go, with your track 1 here. So this will allow you to do track 1. Now you can go over here and actually independently on a whole separate computer. If I had a whole separate computer, this side would be separate than this side. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a little difficult to.
You have it set up reminds me of like going through your sample on this.
I get what you're saying, but
I'm asking.
What are you asking?
I'm just asking. It's kind of like extending your sample almost because you're looking at the wave sideways.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Put the notes where you need them.
Correct. Go ahead.
So the other laptop should be in the B5 one?
So the other laptop would be in B, correct. So, and then what you would do is, actually over here, and let's see, I got the camera going. So, you see these knobs up here? Or switches, they're technically switches. What you would do is you would go to USB-B. And that would actually enable you to use the secondary computer. So your tracks 2 and 4 over here are on B, and your tracks 1 and 3 are on A. So if you and your buddy want to get together and buy this controller and share it, you both can DJ at the same time. So I know me, I'm just saying, I know me, I used to DJ with someone when I was a resident, so I very rarely DJ'd alone except when I got my 15 or 20 minutes, when he was off doing whatever he was doing. So for me, it's a really great feature to have my friends come over, we can have a good time, and I don't feel like, they're jumping in my spot too much. Yes.
So for a single person, you don't need like if I didn't want a second person with me, I could use all 4 modules, is that correct?
Yeah, so if you are one person, you can actually go here, and you see on the screen over here how it switches in between the blue? Alright, so actually on here as well, if you look on the controller, so you see how it indicates 1 right here? And that indicates 3. So you can physically see it there too. You don't need to look at the computer. So just like that, you can change 1 and 3, which is very useful if you have a turntable. Because now you don't need to change the input over here. And that's something I found out experimenting, because that's something I was very annoying about using other controllers, okay?
And what about CDs?
You can use a CD player with this, absolutely. So you would just plug a auxiliary, a CDJ or whatever you want, into here, and then you would go line. And then it would say through on the deck, like it says up there, and that way you would know that channel 3 is through, and then you go back to 1. And then you have a track. So our cocktail hour DJs, you could have in track 3, you could have your Spotify, And then when you're ready for the, the show, when you're ready to dance, go back to 1 and start DJing again, okay? Yeah, of course.
Very useful between 5 and 9.
Alright, so I would say that covers most of the features. Next we have Hot Cue. I think everybody's familiar with Hot Cues now. That allows you any point in any song to start from that part, okay? The biggest thing is you actually have a RGB color wheel that you can individually go in and place the colors on the hot cues if you so wish. So, for me, red is always intro, blue is always breakdown, You could have your own little method, so when you look down, you can memorize how to do it, okay? And then the Magbell Theater, we already went over this, right? So does anybody have any specific questions about the features that are on this in particular? I will tell you, you don't get pitch and time. That's something you would have to use physically in the computer for Serato. There's no pitch and time, Serato flip like on the SX3, okay? And then the other thing is you can use this to adjust your beat grids just like any other controller. So I don't like using my controller to add my computer to add hot cues and adjust beat grids. I like using this. So you have all of those features that were available before are still available now, okay? And then also you got the 100 millimeter tempo fader. So if you're trying to go from 70 BPM to 125, you can do it, or 70 to 190 if you get this all the way up to 50%. So does anybody have any questions specifically about any of the features? Maybe something's missing that you were looking for? No? Okay. So here's the back. You do get...
the features, the light features, like when you had the record box.
So this actually does not include any lighting features, okay? It does work in conjunction with Serato Video, as does any, Serato-based controller. This will not work with record box video, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about when you had the light, how you control your lights.
Yeah, still won't do that. It will not work with the record box lighting. Even if you bought the record box RD-DMX1 and plugged it into it.
You would have to get the other the DDJ.
Yeah, so when you use the DDJ 1000, you basically still need to plug that into the computer and then buy the lighting app. Okay? And that only works, there's a handshake, like a secret handshake between the DDJ 1000 and record box. So this is Serato exclusive, and the record box, the DDJ 1000R, as I'm calling it, is record box exclusive, okay? So you get 2 microphone inputs, 2 USB inputs, 2 phono inputs, 4 RCA line inputs, a ground on the back. I mean, there's really not anything you're missing. You also get a booth output. Booth output is really good for DJs who have a sub that maybe you want to just control the sub separately than your tops. I know that's something I do often, because a lot of times, you want to add some extra kick. Maybe you're playing a variety of music. Maybe you go from house music to like rock music, so you need to turn down the bass or turn up the bass. So for me, having that extra booth, if I'm not in a nightclub, maybe people don't see the benefits of it. I would say it actually has a lot of benefits. It allows you to route audio to areas that maybe you wouldn't be able to do and have complete control. There is a booth volume button, okay? So does anybody have any questions about any of the features on here?
You can control the subwoofer separately?
Yeah, so there's a booth level output on here, okay? So the booth, which is actually what I'm using to control the volume today, is actually parallel to your master output. So you can use your booth separate from your master. So like me, I like UK Garage and like dub plates. They're like really bass heavy. So for me, I always have my sub on a separate bass. That way I can EQ a little differently up top and just leave my sub flat all the time. You know what I'm saying? So this is a different method of being in control of sound and really sounding as crisp and clean as possible when I'm in front of people in a professional setting. Because most of the time you would use the booth live to hear yourself. Okay? I'm on the last slide. Okay. Alright guys, so here's a comparison chart to all the other controllers on the market in the same category. The blue is all of the features that are on the DDJ 1000 SRT. So as you can see, that is a majority of the screen. The gray is the features that the other controllers lack. So I'll give you an example. Here's one only Native Instruments has. Deck haptic, that's the first line, okay? That's where the jog wheels spin on their own when you hit play. So that kind of gives you an idea of how those features work, okay? So we have by and far the most variety of features compared to the rest of the controllers included on here in a very ergonomic and very affordable way. Because if you wanted it to get individual features from each one of these controllers, like maybe you wanted, you know, the Tractor S4 for the haptic drive and the SR2 for the secondary mic input and all these things, it will cost you a lot of money to buy all these different controllers with different effects and just to have individual different controls. So, you know, we try to jam pack as much as we can onto this individual product so that way customers were getting the most for their $12.99. And the only thing we feel like we couldn't fit on there was the Serato effects on the top. Otherwise, we gave you guys everything else. Anybody have any questions about missing features or? Yeah, go ahead.
Fader curve.
Yeah, so the fader curve is actually, that's in the next slide. That's adjustable in the Serato settings, okay? Frequently asked questions, so all those questions are now going to be answered. Is the DDJ 1000 SRT compatible with Rekordbox? No, we all went over this already, okay? Will the DDJ 1000R Rekordbox be discontinued? Absolutely not. Rekordbox is a pioneer DJ ecosystem. We plan on fully supporting it. We don't plan on stopping the supporting it just because we also support Serato as well. Go ahead.
I have a question. It might be a hypothetical question.
Go ahead,
anytime are you releasing a, just say like a 2-channel DDJ 1000 SRT, a 2-channel one? So
as of right now, there's no talk. I mean, I can't really talk about potential future controllers or anything like that. That's not really a topic that unfortunately I could touch on.
Okay.
I can only talk about controllers we have here today. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
I would love, listen, maybe in the back sometime, I don't know, but it's just not right now. I can't do that, okay? Alright, so here's the next question. How do I change the crossfader curve setting? Via the settings mixer tab in Serato DJ Pro, so I'll just show you real quick how to do that. I know this is something that everybody always asks me, so go here. So I think at this point everyone's kind of familiar with settings. You go audio mixer. So here's your crossfader, here's the curve, up fader, you know, so that's, here's the same way it's always been, man. Okay? There's nothing physically on the unit to adjust it. Okay? But I mean, I think that was kind of a sleek design because one more thing to stick out would make it actually harder to put into a box or a bag.
You have a question with it?
Yeah, question. Go ahead.
To me, like, I go from like scratching to like blending.
Sure.
I like to have the fader in. I'm not like, so I can do it, I have to go through settings.
Well, the only settings that you're gonna have on this is gonna be your crossfader curve, and that's really it.
Yeah, but like, it's like really hard to go from scratching on one side and then blending with like the middle.
So you're saying you don't like how the crossfader curve works, or?
Like it's
you think it's too smooth?
Oh, you think it's too smooth?
No. Like, yeah, he also. So I have the SC that has it, so I can go from like my transition. I like to blend them, so it's like in the middle. fine. Like, okay, but when I went to scratch, it's like all the way on the other side, so it's like open. So like when I go from blending to scratching, it's like really hard to do that.
Yeah.
So like I remember
I understand.
Started the SX had it and I loved it, and then I bought the SC it had it, but then I looked at like the new ones that you're guys making, but you have to take it out.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so many features that they can, can fit on it. No, I hear you. You can probably MIDI map a knob to do it, but the issue is, then you would have to lose another feature essentially, from another thing. Other than that, I would say, maybe stick with an S9 or, something like that if that means that much to you, okay? So this is a question that I get asked often. Can I change the jog display on the DDJ 1000 SRT? You cannot. It's a fixed display. The features that are on it are the features that are on it. Not going to get an album, not going to get your name. It's just going to say the features that are there, and that's what's going to be there. So anyone have any questions about that? Okay. And then, what size are the jockey wheels? 206 millimeter. So that's the same size as CDJs and a SZ. Okay. Another, can you control Serato DJ Pro effects with SRT? You cannot. You can only do hardware beat effects and sound color effects. And can I control Serato Pro effects with 1000? Like I said, you can only use keyboard or MIDI learn. So if you want to use our SB16 or another, SP1, another additional sampler, a MIDI controller, not MIDI controller, mini controller, or a MIDI controller, even a keyboard, you can do a keyboard. You can actually MIDI map that to be the settings, okay? And there's plenty of tutorials online. If you want, come see me after. I'll give you my card. I can email you them. We can talk about it. If you need help, I don't mind, okay? And then post-fader effects. And this will kind of almost wrap things up. So the post-fader effects are only for the SRT and the beat effects. You cannot use post-fader Serato effects. So that's this. When you're using the effects that you don't need any song to be playing. Okay, so if you want to use Serato effects, it has to be used on the computer, and the second you turn off your fader, not going to work anymore. Okay? And that's it. Thank you guys for your attention. You guys were great. If you have any questions, please ask. I didn't get to go over some things in terms of like how to use this with Ableton, but if you guys have any questions about that, I can definitely do that after. I'll be walking around. Help yourself to trying out the equipment. I know it's really hard to find these guys. We're selling out of them like hotcakes. If you have any questions about it, me or Andre would definitely be happy to answer that for you. And make sure we're all entered to win this, okay? So the way we enter to win this is actually, if you have an Android phone, you're going to download a QR reader. If you have an iPhone, you're going to go to your iPhone, you're going to go to your camera, and you're going to hold your camera up to this, and then it'll take you in Messenger to fill out a survey. Once you fill out the survey, it'll just ask you silly questions like, are you a DJ? What equipment do you use? Do you use Pioneer DJ? Do you want this? And then it'll give you a confirmation, and then there you go. Well, I want to see somebody from this location go home with it next month. That would be cool. Someone from my event to do it. That would be awesome. So at this point, just make sure everybody's entered in. That way it was worth your time coming here. And then also, we're raffling off this SB3. So make sure that if you haven't already entered in, no duplicates, please, that you're entering in here. And we also have shirts. Okay? So help yourself to shirts before they're gone, alright? And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Alright, just make sure everybody's entered in to win the raffle. We're going to raffle it right after Mel Star's performance. Please stick around. Mel Star is going to grace us with his incredible talent. One more thing. The DDJ 1000 SRT, if you purchase it today, you get a free case worth $120. You also get a limited sweatshirt from Pioneer. And Rock and Soul has just announced that anything Pioneer today is 10% off.
Okay.
That's anything. So those are the two deals going on tonight and only tonight. All right, and that is it. Let's give it up for Mel Starr.
I know that dude.
I know, exactly.
He took her gift.
About 5 records?
Sure, right there. Yes.
No, I emailed that.
You stop! I sure do. You stop!
I didn't want to miss it. No, I do not. Give me a moment, I will shake hands, give you a count, or whatever it is.
It's a store number. Here's your shirt, put it in your bag.
Nice to meet you.
I didn't see it.
Okay, that's like I realized.
Sharon, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Claudette.
Nice to meet you, Claudette.
Thank you for allowing us to come into your neck of the wood, your store.
Thank you guys for being here.
Rock and Soul, I love that name. When I think of Rock and Soul, I think of, something that's really home. Something that's really near and dear. That's what I think of. I just want to thank you for allowing us to come out here and be a part of this whole.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. When you say Rock and Soul sounds like home, it's like I really hope that people feel, and I know a lot of DJs do feel that this is their home. And I mean, we're so blessed to have such a great community, and we try our best to do whatever we can to bring the community together. And hopefully you guys keep us around for another 45 years.
And Sharon, tell people where they can find you. You're on social media. Tell folks if they're looking for a place where they want to get started and help. Tell them where they can come.
Absolutely. So we're right here on 37th Street, right by 5th Avenue, 10 West 37th. But you can find us on Facebook under DJ Rock and Soul, Instagram DJ Rock and Soul. It's also our YouTube channel, DJ Rock and Soul, and our Twitter page. So please follow us. We'll keep you updated on all the things going on in the community. We keep events going on all the time. We have a QSC battle or DJ battle going on in November. We're gonna have a Denon clinic. It's gonna be in Spanish and in English. So that'll be in a.
Do you speak Spanish also?
I don't. I do, but very broken.
Yeah, that's all right. But you can get your point across.
I can get my point across.
That you're really reaching out across.
Yeah.
The scope to everybody.
We try.
Because music has no color or race.
Absolutely.
So that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So you want to give a shout out to the great staff you have here?
Yes, I have the best team here. I have such a great staff, and I want to give a huge shout out to all of you guys. Thank you for being with us here for so long and for helping Rock and Soul be who we are today.
Thank you, and again, I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your establishment and rock out with you and DJ Mel Starr. Love him with everything that I am. He's just amazing. Can we say believe in yourself, you and I together?
Absolutely,
on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Believe in yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm standing with? What's your name, my brother?
You're standing with your boy, the real DJ CJ.
The real DJ CJ.
Yes,
I like
ma'am.
that. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I love that. I love the logo.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy the event?
I really enjoyed the event. I got a lot of good information. I really enjoyed the event.
Is this new system something you think you can rock out with?
Yeah, because I'm usually like a controller type person. and also I'm like a turntablist, so I'm really like versatile.
How long you been DJing?
I've been, you know, that's funny, Claudia, because I've been DJing since I was 3.
Get out, really?
I've been DJing since I was 3. I started out with a, you know those, maybe DJ Mario knows, but it's like these 2 CD players with a mixer.
Yeah.
I started out with those with 2 little speakers, but I actually started at the age of 3.
I know at the age of 3, you can't remember which is the first record you play, but which is the first record you actually spin? Do you remember that?
I think I played the Sugar Hill game, Rapper's Delight.
I love Sugar Hill.
The first record I ever played was Rapper's Delight, hands down.
Rapper's Delight. I remember that one. That's a good one. You want to give a shout out to anybody?
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody that's over here. You know, it's your boy, the real DJ CJ. They call me the one-hand bandit. You know how we do. You see.
Where can people find you? Where can we find you? Are you on social media?
Yes. You can find me on Instagram at the real DJ CJ. DA Real DJ CJ on all social media platforms.
How you learn about the event? How did you learn about the event?
I learned a lot of...
How did you learn about this event?
Oh, I learned it through social media. And also I come here a lot. So, yeah, I come here a lot.
On 3, let's just say believe in yourself. On 3, believe in yourself. You and I together. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Believe in yourself.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Claudette for Believe in Yourself video. I know that your experience, I heard you explaining the new system and everybody was just saying ooh and ah. So how do you learn all about these systems? Do you go to training? What do you do?
Me personally, I'm just very interested in my free time in it. It's something that I do when I have any time to myself, when I'm not working or having family time. And also just experience. Playing a lot of different places, meeting a lot of DJs, meeting a lot of people that aren't DJs, producers. Really, experience would be the #1 way.
I love that. What is your name, my brother? What's your
My
name?
name is Michael. Mike Melendez.
So you've been doing this for a long time. I can tell.
Yeah.
You sounded very secure in your skin as you spoke.
Yeah, I've been doing it quite a while.
You spoke with conviction.
Yeah, I've been doing it quite a while. I've played a lot of different venues. The biggest one in the city I played at very consistently was Webster Hall. I was there for a while, and I was a resident at the Westcott Theater in Syracuse for a while. So I have a lot of hands-on experience. I would say that anybody who's trying to get out there and DJ or be a producer or a writer, just get out there and do it because that's the best way to learn.
That was my next question because, you know, a lot of young people are trying to get into the music business and learn the tricks of the trade because not everybody can DJ, but not everybody can DJ.
Yeah, so I would say not just DJing, but the music industry in general, because before I was a DJ, I was a guitar player and a singer. People want to see that you're investing your time into the music industry. They want to know that you're out there, that you're going to the clubs, that you're playing, that you're meeting the club owners, that you're meeting the managers, and just learning from experience and getting yourself out there because you can practice in your room for 10 hours a day, but if you're not even on a stage for 1 minute, no one will ever know who you are.
So you really need hands-on experience.
You need hands-on experience.
Where can people find you?
People could find me actually. I'm from New Jersey. They could find me at any nightclub on the East Coast, and currently I work for the Horizon Group and Pioneer as a rep for Pioneer. So you can follow me anywhere from Cherry Hill to Virginia Beach.
Social media?
Social media, you can find me on Facebook.com/Mike Dez and Instagram Dez.
On three, we're gonna say hands-on experience.
Sure.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
You and I, right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Hands-on experience makes a difference.
Thank you, Mike. Let me get a photo with you.
I got another funky break for you. Hey.
Nobody like Melstar.
Oh, he's hot. He's hot.
Melstar is in the building, everybody.
Yes, he is. Thank you,
He's
sir.
in the building. And
Yes,
I
he
really mean he's in the building. How are you, sis?
I am doing very well, thank you.
Claudette. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. My name is Adeline.
Adeline.
Yes, yes.
My cousin Adeline. I haven't seen her in about 30 years.
I'm not her, though.
No, you're not.
That's okay.
I would remember my cousin. So tell us, you're also a DJ.
Yes, I am. I DJ in strictly house music. So, I'm on SoundCloud. I have a lot of mixes on SoundCloud. I'm not out there particularly at clubs or anything. I do this at home, put it up in hopes that, you know, people will appreciate and enjoy what I do.
So you don't DJ in clubs or anything like that, do you?
No, I mean, I would like to one day, but, you know, I have a everyday job, if you will. So, you know, I do this as a hobby, but I really enjoy it. I love music.
How about your weekends? How about your weekends?
If, you know, if I could get discovered and people like what I do, that would be a beautiful thing.
Look into the camera and tell the masses about you. Because listen, this is a treasure right here. So she's coming to you, telling you what she does and what she is. And this is a discovery. She wanted to be discovered. Well, she is discovered today.
Yes.
Tell them who you are and where they can find you.
My name is DJ Added Up. I can be found on SoundCloud. I have various mixes that I've done. I mean, different songs. I mean, they're very nice, you know? So I employ everybody to check me out, enjoy what I do, and give me some feedback. I don't mind criticism if you have that, but I doubt that you'll have that. I think you'll be very pleased with what you hear.
DJ Added Up. Where were you the first time you heard that song?
Somewhere in New York, in the club somewhere.
Doing what? Doing your thing?
Yes, I have.
Doing your thing?
Yes. But, you know, I just became a DJ like 6 years ago. I got into it. I came to Rock and Soul. DJ Official taught me the basics, if you will. I went and bought myself some equipment and, you know, got into it, and I've enjoyed it ever since. So I'm very happy with all that I've accomplished thus far, as well as DJ DP. Her and I met last year. We've been friends. We've kept in touch ever since. So it's been a real rewarding experience in being part of the DJ culture.
Are you on social media? Tell people where they can find you on social media.
You can find me as DJ Added Up on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, SoundCloud, as I said. Pretty much those are the places you can find me. So, like I said, if you really want to check me out, that's where I'm at, and let me know.
On 3, we're going to say, I am DJ Added Up, and I'm the next best thing. Reach out to me and I'll show you. Do you remember that?
Yes, I will.
1, 2, 3. I am
DJ Added Up, and I am the next best thing, baby. Yes. Thank you.
That's good enough. Thank you.
That was hot. There we go. Melstar, guys, one more time for Melstar. He really killed it right there. It's got the sauce. That was hot, man. That was good. That was good. How'd you like the controller? Good? It's good? That's alright? All faders nice?
Faders are dope, and I like the
Yeah, go ahead.
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Y'all know I don't do controllers, but I like this controller. What I like about it, obviously it has the, you know, like to me it feels like the 1000s, the 2000s, and what's the other one?
CDJ 2000, CDJ 1000.
Yeah, 1,000. There you go. The 900s. There you go. The 900s, the 1,000, 2000s, and the faders are like super dope. So like, to me, this is like the same faders from I think the S9, the DJMs, the 909, the 707. What's the big ones? The 900, the big one, the 900, the 600. So like all the DJM, the 800s. There it is. So that all that is the same kind of feel and effect. So if any of you guys have used any of the classic type mixes, it has that. Obviously the buttons are like, they feel like MPC pads, so like you can really like beat them up and like try to like pad out and beat out and all of that. The effects are dope. The tempo is super quick, like it's like right on, so like you don't really need a lot of pushing, just like if you just politely, like you ain't gotta slam it, it's just like you politely move and it'll go. And it sounds good, and obviously like for some of the cutting that I was doing where I was like spinning back, like you can actually really see the dial. So the dial, the same dial that's up there is on this. So like when you cueing back, like you can pull it back to like right at your mark. So all the marks that you hit are all at 12 o'clock. So that's like after I figured out, I was like, oh shit, wait, they're all going up at 12, you know, so it's the same thing that's going from here to here. So to me, that was dope. Like that was an epic move. That was, whoever came up with that was a dope idea. So again, and it's the full, so you can see the whole thing go all the way around and all the way forward on each cue mark. And like I said, everything is at 12 o'clock. Obviously like the little stuff like the rolls and all that, like all that still applies, the same slicer and the cue points, the sampler and all that stuff. So all that is dope. And you can plug up 2 sets. That was great.
A great time here.
Yeah.
Come to Rock and Soul.
¿Hablas español?
Sí, hablo español.
Dilo en español.
Vengan a Rock and Soul, compren mi música acá, mis equipments. Recomendado.
¿De dónde?
De Perú.
Peruano. Yo soy de Panamá.
Mucho gusto.
Sí. Saluda a la raza.
Saluda a la raza.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Hi, how are you? Don't leave me. Hi, how are you? Can I get you to say something on camera? Did you have a good time? What did you buy?
I buy a dust cover.
You bought a dust cover, but
Yeah.
you had a good time buying your dust cover.
Of course.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, right.
Want to show? Wait, are you coming back? Will you come back again?
Sure. I'm from Israel, coming every
You're from
time.
Israel? Okay.
Yeah.
Say hello to your family in Israel.
Hello.
All right. And say it in your language.
Shalom likulam.
Shalom Nikolam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let me get a photo with you.
All right.
Shalom Nikolam.
Take it to the cell phone. 3, 2, hold it.
Thank you. How do you say believe in yourself? In
Ta'amin.
believe in yourself. How do you say that?
Ta'amin בעצמך.
All right. Can we say that to the other?
Yeah.
Damin nafbaka.
בעצמך.
Behatmaka. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
תאמין בעצמך.
Thank you.
You was close. You was close.
You got too much time. Did you have a good time?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So we're gonna see you again.
Of course.
Yeah. We're gonna rock it out here at Rock and Soul.
Rock and Soul out of here.
Yeah.
No,
Did you win anything?
I didn't win. I won looking for music.
You won experience and knowledge. How is that?
Yes, I did. And
You did, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's just say rocking it out of Rock and Soul on 3. 1, 2, 3. Rocking it out of Rock and Soul. Thank you. Thank you. You're leaving.
All right. All right.
Come on.
All right.
So did you win anything?
I didn't get to win nothing. No.
But what did you gain?
I gained a little bit of knowledge about that
Well,
seat.
you know you did win then.
Yeah, I got a little.
Right?
Yeah, a little knowledge. a little knowledge about the new Pioneer unit.
Do you know that they have DJ classes here? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, guess what? I just figured that out just so, let's encourage people to come out here to Rock and Soul.
To Rock and Soul.
West 37th Street, and there are DJ classes. I can tell you all about it because I may be coming to the DJ classes too. So
All right.
reach out to me on my page. I'm gonna have all this information.
Listen, I'm cutting in award-winning Brooklyn Lance. What's up, though, man?
I'm here.
in the building.
Here representing Mel Star.
My man, as usual.
That's what it's all about. Mel Star calls you, you gotta come.
Listen, and my main, I'm coming to the event too. I ain't want to tell you I was gonna come surprise you, but I can tell you now, I will be at the event.
Okay.
My man.
All right.
You're wearing one of my favorite artists,
Mr. Basquiat. Mr. Basquiat, that's right.
For those who are watching, do you know who that is? Tell them.
I am DJ Melstar, aka The Most Dangerous, aka No Headphones in Harlem, and I am a Mr. Mario Gray representative. Boom.
There you have it. Well, if you're looking for DJ Melstar and you can't find him, go to my page because I'll tell you how you can find him. Hi,
Okay,
did you
how
win
you doing?
anything? How are you, sis?
I'm good.
Come on in. Did you win anything? How are you?
No, I didn't win anything, unfortunately.
You
but,
did not?
But it was a pleasure coming through,
And
representing.
You smell good. But you went to Victoria's Secret before you got
I
here?
sure did. I smelled good before I went to
I don't blame you,
Victoria's
girl. I
Secret.
agree with you. I'm like you. I mean, when people say you smell good,
But
I know all
I
the
was
time.
testing, so you must
Yeah, it
smell
smells
testing.
really good. Whatever it is you were testing. What did you decide on? I'm nosy.
Well, I have used Amber Romance.
Really? I have tried that.
And you
but
didn't
you
like
know, well, it's okay, but some scents don't go with everybody.
It's the chemistry, yes. I've been using it for over 10 years now, so.
Yeah, it
works
smells
for
good
me.
on you.
Thank you.
All right, girl.
All
So
right.
you didn't buy anything?
I didn't buy anything today. I was just meeting my son CJ down here.
CJ.
Yeah,
Did
yes,
you win?
yes.
Did you win, CJ? Did you win anything? Yeah? Okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming. Hope you guys can see it.
Thank
Let's say
you.
Rock and Soul in 3. Come on, DJ. 1, 2, 3.
Rock and Soul.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Look for you. Please, please, absolutely. Okay.
Claudette, you said, right?
Claudette is my name.
Am I still in the shot?
Thank you. You are still in the shot. Thank you, Sherrod.
Thank you.
And just like I'm here at Rock and Soul, hanging out, I can come to you. This is Claudette for Believe in Yourself video, doing what I love, involved with people who are building. Thank you again, Rock and Soul, for allowing me to come out here and do what I do. To all those DJs, all the aspiring DJs, all the seasoned DJs, this is a spot for you to come. Come out here and get what you need. Again, Claudette for Believe in Yourself video, thanking you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for believing in me. You can reach me at 212-714-7188. Or go to my page, Believe in Yourself with Claudette St. Rose on Facebook. Peace and blessings, everyone. Stay connected. Remember, I have something coming up this coming Saturday. Go to my page, Believe in Yourself video, and there's a basketball event. It's an invitational. It's only by invitation. So go to my page and all the information will be on my page. Stay connected again. Thank you. The ages for the event on Saturday, 40 and over, but my kids, Maya, I love. You made my heart really skip 10 beats yesterday when I spoke to you. I love that you call me just because just because I love you, I always will, forever and ever. Gabriel, I love you too. That's my son, Gabriel. Love you. Love both of you with everything that I am. Love you too, Mario Gray. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you. I'm out, everybody. Gotta get the boogie down, Brooklyn. Peace and blessing. Voila.